All right, welcome to the program. My name is Dr. Mankota. You are watching the TPN TV and radio network coming to you live from the United States of America. First of all, I just want for inform we listeners to say, if you see me, I put this thing. I've been get some injury with my hand, so my hand they had. So that make you see me with this thing where I put on my hand. So hopefully everything will be okay. Well, today we're going to talk about three important topics where I want for now we all discuss. And within them topics, then I really want for make when I also be interactive with the program. As when I all know, let me just make sure I'm hearing. Okay. Okay, so I can hear myself, so that's good. All right, so today a few things I want to discuss now this program, and one of them things then they get to do with the APC stakeholder meeting where they all this past Wednesday, and within then discuss within the way forward, how we go able for reshape and reestablish unity and peace within the party. So now one of the things that we'll get for discuss today. The second thing I go want for discuss also get for do with the religious leaders their reactions to the new restrictions where the government puts where is the government restricts people then for go pray in a mosque or church, and waiting at the reactions of them religious leaders then there. And the third thing I want to discuss get for do with their ammunitions where they say they found na that was a key where they don't arrest one of the APC member of parliament, and the investigation they go on. So now then three things here where I want to discuss today, and because I'm not so well because of my hand, I go restrict time to only 1 hour instead of 1.5 hours or 2 hours, where we normally can do. So let me start with the meeting where we stakeholders them behold, the APC stakeholders, elders them behold this past this past Wednesday, where then get for then go sit down for discuss about the problems the way they happen within the APC party, and I hope the discussions then the time and effort where the elders then they then take will go in vain. And I just want to take this opportunity for thank them very much for where they stand up and step in and try to resolve the problems within the APC party. The APC party, as we all know, is at a crossroads. Last week, I talked about this where I interview one of the young men within the APC party when Alfred P. Conte we sue the APC party, or sue Anes by Koroma and Mr. Yasane. So I gave me your opinion on that particular issue there. So now we know say the stakeholders, the way we call the elders them, then don't go meet this Wednesday for discuss. We don't know everything we then discuss, but I am hopeful. I am hopeful that um, all wetin dem discuss get to do with how dem go able bring the party together. And I hear Honorable Dr. Ablai Conte, where he gave a summary of some of the things that we then discussed. And I also hear some interview with other members of the APC party during the meeting. And I am very much hopeful. Now then kind of some of we they look up to, and then kind of we they expect we leaders them for make them take charge. I know say very, very difficult when a party come on a power, the emotions, especially people that we don't use for its benefit during the party when it in a power, then come on a power, all the emotions, then the anger, the backbiting, the internal fighting, that's something very natural. The SLPP went through that in 2007. So that's something way natural. Now reactions to unexpected outcome. But now that the stakeholders step in for try to resolve this problem, I know say things are getting better. Yes, I know say the stakeholders them constitutionally they don't get the power for force somebody or for force the leaders them for make them do the right thing, but then get the influence for make them able recommend solutions towards the problems the way we get within the APC. I know say the biggest problems right now we will get, the immediate problem we will get is for make we able for go ratify or adopt the new constitution where the 9-man committee or the team where they select for make them write that constitution they put together. I will continue for call on the leadership and every APC member for make we all calm down, make we all put we differences aside and try to look at the bigger picture where na the party. The internal wrangling, the internal bickering, the internal course, the internal fighting, it not will help with. And these are some of the things where some of we been talk from the beginning when we lost the election. We say, the spiral motions where the APC party members that they go through. We advise the leadership say, I don't say a natural thing when you lost an election, and especially election where you don't expect for lose, and he lost that election there. So everybody able control emotions. We all get different way how would they react. But may they expect the leadership for make them steadfast and focus. Unfortunately, most of the leadership during the day are caught up into the emotions of the members, and especially considering the incidents we happen leading to the election we lost the election. That is the actions of we former president when Dr. Anesbai Koroma, we they go pick for the party instead of the party pick their candidate. It was a terrible mistake. Yes, we're not going to relieve that incident there, but professional psychologists then say, or historians then say, if you want to make the present better and prepare for the future, you need to look at the past, because everything centered around the past. The past, without the past, there is no present, and without the present, there is no future. And the historians then say, anybody we not willing for look at the past and try to modify the present based on the past is bound to repeat the mistakes of the past. And I very much appreciated when, after we lost the election, we put a team together for make them look at the causes of that loss there. We all know what's not the causes, but we want for make we sit down and put them in black and white, so we were able to look some of, because sometimes waiting me think say that in the main cause of we lost one, maybe not the same thing you think in the main cause, and we see that during the internal debate. There was cross section of Sierra Leoneans where believe say the main reason we lost the election was because Ernest Koroma inserted or forced somebody that the party where a lot of members did not appreciate and did not agree with. And because of that, a lot of people they're not being participate. They're not being put more effort for make we able for win the election. Another cross section of the party believes say the election not got nothing to do with Ernest Koroma insertion of in power for select somebody, but it has everything to do with NEC, right? I believe so, there are people, because at the end them people they talk saying a NEC na in rogue the election for make the Madabio win the election. Another cross section of the party also believes say it was the international community will conspire with NEC and probably in support with the support of Ernest Koroma for make them give power to Madabio. So there are so many conspiracy theories that the reason that one day way it was necessary for make them put a special team of people where they look into, where they go around the country, they ask people, they try for consult, let people then talk what's in their mind, and then come out with a report. That report they make then therefore revisit the constitution and look at certain things then way now in the one some of them things that have been the predicates for make the party disunite and eventually lost the election in 2018. That constitution at this particular time now in the immediate important thing where we supposed for try for resolve. That's my opinion as a member of the APC party. Very, very important. The constitution. A lot of people, they will understand the 1995 constitution. We get two constitutions actually. A lot of members, they don't know, we get two constitutions. This one, the pending constitution, the draft constitution, make it three. I think there was a 1991 constitution of the APC party, when the actual constitution. But when the NPRC overthrew, then banned the APC from large gathering. Now the reason that one the way they drafted 1995 constitution, that constitution was temporary, and within that constitution, where they put say, we can elect we leaders them, or select we leaders them, elect or select. Now in cause the problem. It wasn't supposed to be a permanent constitution based on waiting. I was told by the Secretary General when I answered where Ibn Kana, New Jersey, where Ibn tell me about that particular constitution. It wasn't supposed to be a permanent constitution. Unfortunately, when we came to power in 2007, we never bothered for revisit that constitution for make we able change them, because certain clauses in that constitution they was temporary, and one of them was the selection clause, because the NPRC not been allowed the APC forget a large gathering. Now the reason that one they then say, well, then can select leaders within the party, and some members of the leadership use that for take away the right of certain members of the party where one for contest for leadership positions in the country. I give you an example. For symbols for members of parliament, we don't see certain people where they want for contest. Them people then they now the constituencies where they want contest. Them very popular, like the constituencies. But because the selection clause with 1995 constitution, the leadership, the secretariat, when they use that clause there for award symbols to people where they feel say they deserve the symbols. And it caused a lot of damage within, the unity of the party. Sabir, one of the guys we been one for contest, where they not even consult him. A popular in our own constituency at that time. And it be believed say if they have been going into primaries for choose the candidate of that constituency they for be win. But another person will probably get money, he bribe, I don't know, based on waiting and tell me, I think $12,000 or something, I don't know. But this was what I was told. And what happened? Then call the other guy, say, oh man, we don't say yes. You want for contest, but would they give you the symbol, this man first? So the selection clause, even though the intent of that clause there was necessary at that particular time, it caused a lot of damage over the years because of refusal for all right. George Owell, thank you very much. I will read the comments them. By God's power, I read them. Let me just do my monologue quick. And if you want for ask any question or want to make any comment, you either do them through the platform where you did, comment section. If you watch me from YouTube, you use the YouTube comment section. Facebook, just use the Facebook comment section. Or if you want to come at the program for just, you can either you call the 480-409-4001, or you can even come live. Let me just give you. This is the link. So you either call 480 let me put it again, 480-409-4001, or you use this link for make you come in, or just send your comments like the way people them they send them comment before. So going back to my monologue, the selection clause in the 1995 APC Constitution was necessary for the 1996 elections. Just like what I said earlier, during the 1996 election, the APC and most of the other political party were banned for large gatherings, especially the APC, because the NPRC no say now the APC they overthrow, and they don't want any kind of a blowback. So they ban the APC from gathering. And because of that, this is now the way they make a temporary clause within the 1995 Constitution for say we can either elect or select. You know. So, but the objective was not temporary something. So what happened? A lot of people a lot of people will be one for contest. We are caught up in this scheme where the leadership in the use that clause there forgets money from people them, we get money. Just like what I talk, one of the members then will really be one for contest for parliamentary seats, and I will call the person name of the constituency. But a lot of them know what they talk about. We then call them at the headquarters in Freetown, then tell and say, now we give the symbol to this guy. And we find out say the guy actually been bribed some folks, and because of that, the other guy lost the chance for making able contest. So when the 2018 election was lost, within the party, the animosity began to boil up. So the 2018 election loss just can explode within the boil within the party, and it was necessary for make a change. So that constitution, the drafted constitution, I want to thank everybody who fought very hard for making them able to remove that selection clause there. Very, very important. I want to thank them people then. Sometimes it's very hard when you defend for a good cause in an environment where good causes are mentioned by the attachment or the relationships between people instead of the truth. It's very, very hard. So people stood up, fought very hard for make the able remove them. So I just they call the leadership, like what I talked last week, for say, I know say it's very hard. Leadership now something very, very, very addictive. But now we look at the interest of the party for make we able for go adopt that constitution. for make we able focus on another thing when the convention for select we candidate. So this Wednesday meeting by the stakeholders is very much appreciated by people like Wiso, because at least they realize say there is a problem that's needed their own attention. And that's, I think, now the obligations of elders within the cultural context of our country. The elders then they come as advisors for make for make the leaders that they're able to solve problems. So we want to thank them very much. Very, very important. If the courts don't say certain members no go lead, we don't, Adeskoma don't lead the party for almost since 2002, for nearly 20 years. He don't be president of the country for over 10 years. He don't be chairman of the party for how many? Over 10 years. I think it's even if over how many? Nearly 20 years, right? So for say make they not take control of the convention for adopt the constitution. I know one for make we insist say no matter what, pass and get for take charge, because the more we delay, the more it damage the party. So we will continue for call Ernest Kuruma for make it don't work so much for this party. All right, make if the courts don't say this, let it go. You are still leader of the APC. Whether you are a chairman right now or you are a former chairman, the APC party regards you as leader, because you are one of the people that we don't work so hard for bring up this party. Okay, let it go. Let's focus on the interest of the party. Okay, so that's the main point. We at the try for talk again. Now let me come to what George Orwell talk about. He say, "Hello, Mr. Moderator. In my opinion, the 2018 election has nothing to do with EBK or his choice of Dr. Samora Kamara. It was just time for a transition from one political party to another. Even if EBK would have been the APC flag bearer, he was bound to lose it. So whosoever blame him or anybody is just a mistake. 2023 is the real election. So I am advising the APC to put their acts together to win the 2023, because President Bio has lost the mandate of the people." Well, thank you very much, Mr. George Orwell. And that's now one of the points where I've been trying to talk about. There are so many conspiracy theories where, within the party where I don't hear it. And this is just one of the conspiracy theories for say it was bound. I am not a physicist, but based on waiting the physicists tell me, any reaction has a prior action. It's not just bound, like what you say, the 2018 election was bound for a party transition. It could be. I'm not denying the fact. I'm not denying the fact. In fact, I agree with you. But how that day I disagree with you? Okay. The 2018 election. For some people we been dey follow people like we so now with radio stations, we don't predict this before even we think of the election for say we are probably going to lose the 2018 election. It wasn't a guess. You just need to understand the psychology and the pattern of people within Sierra Leone for make you able to get an accurate prediction of what's in the happen. Mr. George Orwell and Eskroma partially responsible for the loss. We have to be frank. I don't want for relegate that point there outside of this conversation. I want for make we talk about that in this conversation because it's very important. We all know one of the biggest mistakes we make, we take an Eskroma in popularity at the time to be the litmus test and the guarantor for the APC for win the 2018 election. Big mistake, number one. And some of we been come out and try to explain that, say, if that is the case, that would go, we are making a big mistake. One, an Eskroma a name not get for dinner that ballot box say. That's what we've been tell people them. Say an Eskroma name a name not to get for dinner the ballot box. Now another person a name get for dinner the ballot box. So no matter how popular an Eskroma is, people are looking at the person in the ballot box. We could have rectified that problem and win that election there. But what will happen? We will not be able. There are so many factors. One of the factors we make we not able for rectify, or people that within the leadership positions there, they've not been listening to people like we, so when they come out and talk about this problem, where the doomsday scenario will be they see. Arrogance. Arrogance, that's something where they destroy a leader. When you know when you believe, say, you are certain for certain things without even trying to look at what if. I talked to the Secretary General when I was there, personally, many times on the phone. I know so I don't talk about this so many times here, but since Mr. George Orwell probably not been watch them broadcast and the way I've been talk about this. Mr. George Orwell, me personally, before the election, maybe 3 years to election, as we won the 2012 election, I noticed certain changes within the party, changes that I was so concerned that I get for stand up and say, you know what, I will say something. If they're listening, fine. If they're not listening, fine. I begin blow the alarm. I call the leadership, say, hey, this is going to cost us. Let's do this. I talked to Yesane several times where I tell them, say, we are going to lose the election. I tell them, frankly, yeah. 2 to 3 years before the election, I say, if we will not change, this election is going to be lost by the APC. Nobody not been believe, say, that was possible because of the popularity of Anis Nkrumah. Nobody. In fact, as another time me say, I dey dream. Again, a scenario. I say if you see that scenario they come into fruition, believe say we dey lose the election. And the scenario was going to runoff. I tell them something. If we dey go into runoff, that's not a sign for say we are going to lose the election. The people are tired of the behavior of certain ministers and government officials. And they tell me specifically say, we not ever go into runoff with the SLPP. Yeah, he told me that. And this was even before we convention on McKinney. This was 2 to 3 years before the 2018 election. How did I know that? Because you know what? To be honest with you, every APC member, we know say a lot of we ministers, them, government officials, them, and we other comrades, them, we in a position of trust. Not all, but most of them were actually out of control. And compounded by another actions where Ernest Kumabin they take, where kind of a compassionate, action, but it was dangerous for the party. That is when somebody they accuse her of corruption and other thing, then would they pull on force after 6 months? This was after the second term. After 6 months, would they come with them back, give them a position probably more lucrative than in previous positions. That was a big mistake we will make. We Ernest Kumabin make. You understand? So Ernest Kumabin was responsible partially. I not say 100%, because there are so other factors we make we lost the election. The other factors we make we lost the election was after the McKinney convention, where it caused a lot of division within the party, we not try for unite the party. The leadership not being eager for unite the party, and the reason was because they may get confidence. This underestimates where they underestimate the circumstances at the time. So they're not been trying for bring the party together and try for unite them. In fact, as you well know, the famous statement where Ernest Kumabin say, anybody will cross your own party, go tell and say, "Nana the leader." If you feel say you popular, go form your own party. That was a big mistake. But even at that, after he don't appoint Samura as the candidate, if I've been try for bridge the division, that division for making able. I'm not saying not for everybody be for able for bring come, but at least if we make the attempt, at least call them people then they try a level best for bring them come together. It wasn't done. Factor number 4, what to make we lost the election. We all know say Samura was not popular. Come on, guys. Some of we, even though we know say Samura was a foreign minister or this or that, but he was barely known within the country. We knew that. Why do you think we wait to make the slang scam? You know him? You sabi him? Somebody where well popular, he be try for answer the question and So the mistake on that particular side, even the time when Ernest Kumabin they go, he say they make a tour for tell the people them at the country, thank you for the 10 years where it take. That was now the time down the way it will be introduced Samura in a more effective way. Yes, we never introduce them, but look at the rallies the way we've been doing them. With that in picture you see. Now then t-shirt them, now then the flags them and whatever. It wasn't Dr. Samura. In picture not been there. Now the Skoma in picture been go around like now I been the candidate. I call the leadership again. Talk to them, say we have a problem right now because the party was not united. We're not able to bring everybody together. Now we focus on promoting Samura instead of promoting Anespai Koroma. Because all them Ashobi, other things the way Aneskroma in face did them, then Ashobi then they for being carrying the face of Samura. Nobody listened. Now later now, when really we realize we have a problem, and guess what? We begin shoot on the wrong target. When we leaders then begin, they go after Dr. Kande Yumkela. I call the leadership again, tell them say that was the wrong target. This guy is at the time was 3 months old, a 3-month-old baby. I say, una need for understand him, irrespective of waiting can the Yumkela in blah 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 blah, all those fake popularity we been try for bring come. He was not the right target. I say now we focus on Madabio. And I give them why I say so. I tell them say the SLPP party, the culture of the SLPP party is very clear. The SLPP members, they really vote for the individual. The SLPP members, then they vote for the party. So it doesn't matter who is in that party. It doesn't matter. The South and East, now a guarantee for that 35-36%. They're not saying a guarantee for them. No matter what. It doesn't matter what type of election. 35, 36. If you look at the data from 1996, where we begin get election, where we begin follow, we begin get the data, the pattern in which the political party members then they vote, it was consistent. SLPP in any election that is Southeast, then get 35-36% guarantee. So if the party don't already get a 36% guarantee, how much they need for make them win the election? How much? I don't know. I think 20-something%. They just need 20-something%. However, I tell them, the leadership, Judge Owell, I want to make you listen very carefully. Wait to make at the time for explain this because you know been the probably not been the way I've been explain this in previous audios. I tell the leadership saying the SLPP party don't get 35-36% guarantee for them because that's not the culture of the SLPP party. Then they vote for the party, not the individual. So irrespective, because we don't beat Madabio, it doesn't necessarily mean say we get for beat this time. So forget about Kande Yumkela. Let's go after Madabio. They're not being care. They're not being care. I mean, they shoot on Kande Yumkela. They're not been listening to me. So that was also another factor we lost the election because we been get the wrong strategy. The strategy was wrong. We were going after the wrong candidates. And because of that fighting we been get for Kande Yumkela, that was the reason why a lot of the diaspora today are collateral damage for that to see. You understand? So these were the factors where I've been on the see, I've been on the one, the leadership before the 2018 election. This was the problem. So many factors. We make mistakes from the beginning to the end of the elections. We made a lot of errors. And not of us say we'll not be see the errors then they. And not of us say we've been just set smart. No, some of you not been set smart. A lot of people they're not been left with. Seriously. Like the APC party, a lot of people that are not been left with because of some of them things that will be make. Will be they try for highlight. Say, in fact, this was the reason why some of you begin come out now publicly and say, okay, this is the problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. Because if they talk to the leaders them behind the scene, they don't even care about you. They don't know them call. And you like your party, you don't get no sign for go. You they see the train, they go like the ditch. That was why some of we begin to come out and begin to talk, say, no, this is wrong, this is wrong. So these are the problems we've been get within the party. We lost the election. Let me go to the next comment. The next comment, you say, Mr. Moderator, trust me, there is no logical reason for APC losing 2018 election. The selection clause had been there since 1995, according to your submission. They used it in 2002, 2007, 2012, and all those years. Why did they not challenge that clause? Okay, a good point. You brought up a good point. You know why? We'll not be able to challenge that because we were in power. When a government, when okay, at the come Bashiru, at the come on when a government, a party is in power, a lot of sycophancy they go on. People not focusing on trying to protect the party. They are focusing on the influences, the relationships, and the job seeking. So these are some of the things where been happen. You know, say in 2002, we've been in a court. Sherry Kamal and Eddie Toure and the other folks versus Anes Koroma. Okay? In 2005, yes, well, it wasn't a selection, it was an election. Now, it make Anes Koroma be able to forget the candidacy in 2007, even in 2002, right? It wasn't a selection because when go to the convention, then do election, and Escobar win. Yeah. Okay. But at that particular time, if we don't come out and say, oh, you know what, this selection process, it will cause problem tomorrow. We did not realize that because we were in control, right? And come on, guys, let's face the fact. What happened in McKinney wasn't normal. Okay, so that's my main response to that. For say the selection was partially responsible for that. Now let me go to the next. The only way a political party in Africa to win a third-term election is by changing the constitution, just like Guinea and Ivory Coast did. Other than that, there is no way a political party should be allowed to rule a country after 2 terms. I don't know whether you get it right, George. Rwanda, how many times we Paul Kagame don't win the election? Simple, right? Just do the right thing. If you do the right thing, if your constitution allow you for make you rule for third term, that's fine. But if your constitution don't allow you, but the party they do very well, I don't see no reason why people they vote for you. People they want development. So if you do the right thing, I don't see no reason why we not for rule a party not for rule third term. Now, I am with you on that because SLPP is referred to as a South. Oh, okay. You are talking about. I don't know. All right, let's go to Bashir. Bashir will say, why was it wrong to go after Kande Yumkela? He was going to take votes away from SLPP. Well, the APC was wrong for focus on Kande Yumkela, while they pulled their attention to the elephant in the room. I don't say it was wrong for go after Kande Yumkela, but we are focusing on Kande Yumkela, forgetting the big elephant in the room. Where now the SLPP. That was a wrong calculation we made. Okay, and to be honest with you, we've been afraid to say, all right, Bashir, let me bring you in. All right, Bashir, you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, just try for answer your question.
No, the first one I typed wrong. I said he was going to take votes away from APC. Not SLPP, I meant APC.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Now it's time for answer.
It was going to hurt APC, not SLPP.
Yeah, well, not SLPP. But no matter whose vote way Kande Yumkela for been take from the APC, in fact, if you look at the statistics from that elections, then they we shoot two self na the foot for go after. I don't say no go after Kande Yumkela. I don't say no go after. What can happen? We focus more on Kande Yumkela and forget about the SLPP, when are the biggest threat at that time. They, no matter how Kande Yumkela popular, I would not be expecting Kande Yumkela will win that election. Day, you know, it's not possible. You know, so for we not focus on trying for put down Madabio, but I think we underestimated Madabio simply because we've been done beat him before, and we believe say we will beat him again very easily. That was the miscalculation we will make.
So that I agree with you on that point, right? I agree with you on that point. Say APC make a lot of miscalculation, and underestimating Mada was one. But another miscalculation they made was underestimating how unpopular they were at that time. They had been a very unpopular party. Okay? APC coming to this election, okay? People had a lot of grievances against them.
Yeah,
they never tried to address it. They just go outside or why Solombo and really address the problem of support. People who had issues they needed to address. I mean, I can give you an example. You're going into the election a month or two before going to election. This Hajj thing happened.
Yeah,
this Hajj thing happened. This huge problem, and your whole party is reeked of corruption. You don't get all this corruption way upon our head. When they go into election, the least you can do as a party now show. Even if you put them on and they lock them up for say election come, you pull it, whatever it is. But you put them on extra 2 days, you go pull it, you put them back up for the campaign. As if the people they make about corruption, no, it no matter.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
They underestimated the grievances of the people also.
Yeah.
But which party win Gambia?
Yeah, no, Kande Yumkela. Nah, NDC.
Okay, which party? Okay, before that, the two elections before that, which party did they win Gambia?
Well, now kind of a sharing. The SLPP, they get some, the APC, they get some.
Yeah, they get some, but majority, APC, they get majority.
Yeah.
This, I'll give you an example. Let's go back to where Anes win in 2007, right? The reason Anes win, okay, it wasn't because APC was super popular. Anes win because of that split on SLPP, where Magai.
Charles Magai, yeah.
Charles Magai never take vote from APC. Charles Magai vote where only people where they take 99%, or I would say 95% therefore come up from the SLPP side.
Yeah.
I agree. SLPP. So when you shave down the percentage, it's 80%, you shave it down at least like Cambia, okay? When you shave it down, and we'll talk about total win in the election, just simple majority, you will get the most votes. That may affect you. And same thing, like if you look at them, all they do is they just cut certain area, they reduce the vote, you reduce the percentage where people they win, you reduce it, and if you go across the board, that's where they lost. And I think I will go back and say, demand them stop for listening to the people then. Not listen to the people then. There's a lot of things in the way for don't even sugarcoat. You make like say the reactor. But it's like people in grievance was as if
because you know, like what I talk normal in my monologue, Bashir, one of the problems we've been overconfidence because of President Aneskroma impopularity, where I've been the one say, do not be overconfident when it comes to politics. People are social animal. It can change anytime, you know. So, but that overconfidence is
the party where you say, you know, that election not get anything for the week that election day. Totally wrong.
I know. Yeah.
You see, election, there's really way we make people them say today, Bokuman then they still get to talk about honest, right? They just talk about honest. People that vote now, I'm even in America, yeah. People that vote for people and because they elect you. They don't care about your politics.
Yeah.
Okay? People that vote for you like, I like my cousin. Right? They vote for you for charisma. You know, they always get this stuff in this country and say, does that person look presidential? Right? There's certain things that they vote for because the way you carry yourself, they see that your policy go be scattered, but people that vote for you. We just see happen in America, yeah. Without great president, we just left. You know, Mark Otta, that young Kulo just left.
I know.
That man, not the policy, right?
Yeah.
The people in the way they carry himself, so man, they don't get complex already. They vote for that, just for that. And then listen for the substance underneath that.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
APC, they end up to select somebody between you two, will not get a lot of past, not to education, not to incompetency. Make it clear that, not to that. And they say not competent. It gets only the experience, right? But that person way you will just look at as a politician, it's like, and they go vote for that man. That man not get the charisma. He not get that. Okay? And the way we do one, you might think, say, okay, but the way they do that selection process, APC never do the way they do them. But make una go, that man they line up people for 2 months, they will run them. And not una go, you will just go pick, but you want, also even like committee stuff, you go pick somebody else. Somebody else will not be even like doing at the front running stuff of that thing, you go pick up.
Yeah.
If you have people at Potloco field, the man have people at Potloco. I people in field. Look at your numbers in Potloco. See what happens to your numbers in Potloco.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Almost SLPP bring an Potloco.
When you look at them things, look at deeply. The field thing is now, again, it's not African, it's not Petito, then people in the, if you take Potloco number, they go down. If anything, they get even higher. Usana na Monday in base. Politically, Usana na Samora in base. Samora not the political base.
Yeah.
Samora not the political base. Within your hometown, also you not the political base state. Now, Priston are they Samora don't live your whole life in the sense, in not ever like not supporting way you say this now in hometown, they don't be in political capital. A professional job, the man don't get in whole life. So not the political base. And me, I honestly believe in a reason that they make an next speaker. Because if I next stay at the head of the party, when the man of the political base, he's able to get control over the man. If he didn't control the party, the man control presidency. If the man don't get charisma, you need to move. Because the party don't go, they go. I honestly believe that make that man quicker because the afraid all the other man if you pick person to win that today, that's president, and then he pull the party in your hand. As I can do the full winner, he pull the party in your hand. Samura, side they go. Samura not get this.
Yeah, okay. By Wali say, but Mankota, do you think the election we are won legitimately by the SLPP? Rumors surrounding the victory of SLPP was just a regime change and and the then Madabiu uses TRC to convince our colonial leaders to support him. I don't know, Baiwali, but it's a shame. Like the way I understand African politics, you understand? Now we've been in the power. Now we supposed to have been controlling everything. Not to suppose that now we've been controlling
exactly.
So if you've been in charge, and now you come out the talk say the election was rigged. Come on. So that's not even an insult to we the APC. For say probably we not even know what they talk about. So in my opinion, I believe say that election day, yes, there were some mistakes that will happen. I'm not getting no doubt about that, because first of all, this is the first election where you get 101%, which is very, very unheard of. All those mathematical stuff. But I'm not thinking that was the reason why the election was won by the SLPP. The election was won, I think the factors where we don't give Naso, now it make, first of all, we overestimate the anger of the people. Secondly, the strategy of the APC was, in fact, there was no strategy at all.
No, there was none. It's just Tolombo. Let's just go and do the same.
Yeah, who's that? If you say the word Tolombo come from? Tolombo, is that a strategy? No, it's not a strategy. It's not a strategy at all.
That's the strategy. Just keep doing what they do.
Yeah, so Tolombo means continue what they do, continue straight.
Yeah.
So even though we know say we are in the wrong path, but we want for make we continue that straight path there. That was why, in fact, at one time, one of my interview with I don't know if Ajibu Jallo or Abdullah Berete, we questioned this particular slang at Tolongo for say, you not think say this na a connotation for disaster, because we teaming one for say Tolongo na something where you know for make any bend now straightforward.
No deviation.
Yeah, no deviation, right. Straightforward. No and some of you will say that path there was not actually the right path. There was no strategy. Now make who lost the election. We've been focused on an escroma in popularity. So that's okay. Your opinion, and I believe say now the opinion of a lot of people them back.
2000 now this country 2016, right? The last election with Hillary and Trump.
Yeah.
You had so many Democrats then where then they Obama in popularity.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
Somehow it go reflect on Hillary. The black vote go just show up for Hillary. Right? Even though she never really campaigned for it. She never did the things they're supposed to do for winner vote. They assume say, oh, they will just did it. Okay? And the same make APC be assume say some votes just get for 30. Then forget say you get to go look for them votes and they you get to go back. If you look at Annex in 2000, right? You look at the percentage at Kenema, how they win at Kenema and Bo. They lost them, but they get a much higher percent. They get I think around 15 to 20%. This time, we you lost Kenema by 90%. You lost Bo by 90%. Okay? You lost then suddenly you lost out that high mark than they and SLPP they lost McKinney by let's say APC win McKinney 70 something high 70. You might you get make up for that number then they it skew you make. When they win some side and then put locker they win put locker by 50 something percent. You number don't go. The man they run the score on their own side. And you know they would do on your own side.
You see, Bashir, and when I look at the last constituency election, where they run constituency 110, and I look at the strategy and look at the demography, after that, they announced that result, yes, we won that seat, but about a concern simply because if we're not able to beat the SLPP now we're in stronghold, the SLPP able to bring up to 40%, 40 something percent, now we're in stronghold, there's a problem. There is going to be a problem. we get for match or at least surpass the SLPP. Now we on stronghold, just like the way that they surpass we now they on stronghold, you know. But
my brother, I've been to the north this last Saturday salon. I've spent a lot of time in the north. Okay, I am telling you the inroads that SLPP is making in the north, the inroads that they're making in the north, the way they are supporting their people who are candidates, who are SLPP officials, and the youth in the north, the way that they support them. Okay, for sure, say if you go support we will go support you back, right?
Yeah.
The way that they support them for make people see them and move the other way. They're doing a really, really fantastic job. I will not be surprised if APC lost Port Local coming election. I will not be surprised.
I'm very much concerned on that, simply because at this particular time, we've been done, even though we not choose a candidate yet, but we've been done get strategies then where we don't put together way for try for impede the inroad way the SLP they do now the north. But we are not doing that right now. The mistake we will get, we say, well, Mada Biodepan destroy himself, Fatima Biodepan destroy himself, so therefore now walk over for we. That's not a big mistake. Now a very big mistake.
The lives of people, okay, the lives of people are being they're getting affected in these areas, okay. Put local 13 chiefdoms with youth land and youth farms, okay, that people are employed in these youth farms, okay. People are seeing certain changes, actually physically seeing certain changes that never happened before. They've seen it. You now go be Alapa social media. If you social media, and then more people, and then more vote today. Half of salon, more than half, 70% of salon, not inside social media.
Yeah.
So if you inside social media, they go Alapa. You see, actually, now within the 9 days of people on Facebook, na salon. That is your loss.
All right. Madiu Rollins say, my opinion on why APC lost the last election was due to the austerity measures placed on our poor people and the entrenched massive corruption in those days. The people of Sierra Leone are slowly waking up. I don't know if I agree with you totally, Mr. Madiu. Austerity was actually based on the government workers, them, not to everybody. Austerity measures based on within Ajibujado been tell me na me program now the government expenditure. For example, if you been they buy gas for 10 gallons, now you go buy gas for 5 gallons instead of 10 gallons or some of more. According to what Intel me, mostly now the government expenditures them now in them put austerity. Maybe I don't say it watch,
but Michael, okay, if you put state government, the government they buy gas per month, okay, government they buy gas, they spend 10 billion per gas, right? Government cut down it to 5 billion on their austerity measure, right? So that means half of the driving, instead of the drive for go, half of it don't cost, right? We could just assume, in next half of the drive they go don't cut down, right? Then gas station and they also money don't reduce to their side because they need to sell the amount of gas that they sell before. Just to off the government.
I understand, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
So this effect, with some government spending, you cut them down, as well as salon, where most of people are employed now through government. So we cut down they affect other things. Now, I mean, this one right now, this one APC attack on SLPP say, what the government not spend or go and drive by the government, it affects people. So this is the same thing. It does affect the general economy. So regardless, of course, government they will put austerity by your own personal money. So that makes that's not even an excuse. Government they will control your own personal money. Austerity, they will how they will tell you to make you spend your money or do a private person for doing your money.
Yeah, I understand the point where you and Mr. Madi decide for put together. But I think say one of the biggest problems there, the strategy APC in first time was, I'm not going to say 100% perfect, but was very, it was very great.
Okay.
It was very
perfect.
great.
There was a lot of money. Commodity prices were great. We did a lot of money. So because of that money that they get, it make her look perfect. Okay. And they never use that for invest well. So when the commodity price drop, which end up causing the austerity, when commodity price drop, they had no strategy how to deal with it.
Right.
When the price of iron ore was booming, all these mining sectors were booming, they didn't care because there's enough money coming. So they will spend 50%. But when commodity price drop, then we realize okay, so BOBO not to management that is happy management, just extra money you get.
Yeah. So I just want for go to the next part of the program. We have to do with the religious leaders, the way they're not happy at all with the present restrictions where they put, where they say people they never go congregate in a church or mosque. And I talked about this couple weeks back, I think 2 weeks back or so, now the TPN. We, in my own opinion, sometimes so we hate Madabiu, and we get all the right for hate Madabiu because of certain things they do as president. But there are times when we get for look at the interest of we own life. One of the things we have been talk after this restriction and put on, I blame the government. Number one, that new variant way the rampant the country, so not to Salone is start. Somebody brought it to Sierra Leone. So the question we have been get is, so why people then they go now the airport and they go pay and then they screen them before they come? Waiting at the objective, was it not because of some of them here, so that people the way they can and then they bring the coronavirus again at the country, and that make them put them programs again at the airport? So waiting I can find out soon. Corruption is all everywhere in a saloon. This is the biggest problem. Some people then when they screen them, then they left you go to your host, you give your address in case they need you can come back. That was one of the things very wrong. You understand? And some people this went up now, I think now 15 or 30 minutes or so, when until you've been going recently, right?
Yes, I've been there.
So what's not the screening process? Because I believe saying that the problem come out because we allow people to come in, especially
so Mother. So Michael, if you look at it that way, okay, I honestly believe it's totally wrong. This variant, okay, it started now India.
India, yeah.
Okay, now every country in the world at least get them.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe Salone to have a candidate from wherever you go, then we honestly miss the point. People travel in the world. People they travel.
I understand, but Bashir, we'll get a mechanism for detect them and they otherwise why them put that program in the airport? That's my question. Well, if we know able for block, we know able for stop, then they ask them they don't say everybody they can at the country, and they say everybody they can at the country, they need for test you inside the airport or make sure say you're okay.
Let me explain that. Medically, let me explain that. Okay. If you today, say you got exposed today, right? So you go Salone today na Saturday, you go Salone Tuesday, right? You go test today, you have 72 hours, you go test today now in America. You test, you know, get, you negative. You get certificate, so you're negative. Tomorrow, Sunday. Monday, you get exposed. So you get get around somebody where it gets a positive, right? You might not even know. You reach Salone, you travel on Monday, you reach Salone Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening. They test you. There's a high chance that you'll be negative. Because the virus is not built enough yet in your body for make you able to test positive for us. Now this make that the two whatever we talk about even when it is test negative, there is tested for weight, another couple of days or for see if you get any symptoms. Because if you just get exposed and you get tested and it becomes negative. Okay? So it takes time to build up enough virus for make able to detect them into your system. So the part of the talk about maybe there has to be quarantining people, which for me could do is very hard to make we would do it. Okay? Some countries that they do it. You see that they don't left Japan. My wife and sister, they just the man in the Navy, they just go to Japan. They don't reach Japan. I think 1 week. They're in a hotel. Before they allow them to go to 1 week, even though they don't test, well in a hotel, they test them every 3-4 days. They will test them before they allow them to get to the regular population. If it's after just a negative result, but they don't get negative results. But I mean, when we travel people in a hotel, we saw they what happened. We don't have the money to be able to do that thing.
Well, this is
criticizing each other. Let's honestly be honest about this. This thing here, even in America, right now 70% of the infection in America now that variant there.
Yeah. Well, the problem here is we know say this is very difficult for make people they're able for our country for totally free. We understand that, but if you don't shape up a program where the main thing is for make you try your level best for stop and this virus. I don't know. Then for being done with them can say because before, at least when somebody is tested, at least make it take 3 days somewhere safe. Not to 1 week. You don't need to forget 1 week because I think the incubation period is between 2 to 3 days, right? For this virus, like what you talk so the okay. So let's say okay, I don't go test now. I don't test now American because supposed to be 72 hours, right? When you test. I don't test now American a negative. So 2 days later, before I travel to Sierra Leone, I get infected. Wait, I don't know. You understand? So I travel as alone. I go. If they go test me, at least make them put me somewhere 3 days. Then do another test before them confirm say before I go in. But they not do one. In fact, what I understand, some people them then they test at the airport. Then you get you give you address in case they need you back. So then they left you go. I don't know if not true, but that's this man didn't tell me. They left you go. Imagine so they don't test you like the scenario where you bring cancel. They don't test you. They find you negative.
No, not two tests that they do in airport. Okay, they do the antibody one when they're instant one.
Yeah,
you get me?
Yeah.
They do the PCR. If the antibody positive, then get special protocol that we follow. If the antibody negative, okay, they don't take a PCR sample. PCR sample they get it between 24 to 48 hours. They can normally get results. Okay, everybody they left phone number. Then I last phone to local number. Then they send you results. Say, hey, Michael, your result come back negative. You get me? Still, be careful wearing masks, stuff like that. I will send that message and send them to you.
So hold on. Let me for the benefit of the viewers. So when you come down at the airport, then do the instant one. That instant one, then you left your number. You go before you get the result. You get a call for your result.
PCR. That's two attempts you do too. Antibody one. Whether they prick your finger.
Yeah.
For do the antibody, then an instant one.
Okay.
Then you get the PCR, the regular one, like in the one you take in 2 to 3 days one.
Yeah.
They do that also diagnose, right?
Yeah.
You don't wait for that result there. The antibody, like if it's positive antibody, then get the protocol with the pala. And then you get the quarantine and whatever for your results and stuff like that. Then they do antibody, when they do the antibody one, when they clear you before you able left that area safe. You know, you even left the airport, like also you there, until they clear you for make you come out. Okay, so they try. It's not perfect. They try.
Right. Well,
but you know the old people there. We not get first. We never get the money. America they do that. America they put people in our come restrict people in our hotel. You know how hard to do that. If you don't just do we'll be able to get even enough money for bike kerosene for fuel life.
All right, now let me come out and talk about the other part of this segment. What you got to do with the religious leaders? Then why the religious leaders are so angry? Because then tell them say at least let them stop was the congregation, whether not church or mosque. And I hear some pastors and they left messages on social media with angry tone. I just feel say enough fear for these religious leaders for making them begin to lambast the government simply because the government they try for doing obligation, constitutional obligation for protect the people. Let me start with Saudi Arabia, where the Islam, na the center of Islam. Okay, Saudi Arabia, where they detect the coronavirus, they stop people from congregating in mosque. This is not the holiest city of Islam, but they stop people there. Why Sierra Leone will not do one for the benefit of the country? Why people are so angry? Why I don't understand why the imams or the church they're so angry because they say make them not congregate. Is it because
the Pope stopped forget service now at Vatican because of Corona?
Exactly.
Okay. So this are most of it now for their own personal gain. Restaurants are open. You get people them. You get salon not closed. So some people them a huge population where they go to Saudi travel and salon, where it's now hotels. They always get food. That's true restaurants. So you can't just go close restaurants. People get for eat.
Yeah.
Even in America, they not close restaurants. They encourage everybody to do takeaway, but they not close restaurants.
Yeah.
Okay. So the things that they try to compare things then so it makes no sense. Again, every religion not ever stop you from making up pray by yourself.
Yeah.
They're going to pray by yourself.
There is no requirement for say power purpose you get for go pray in a mosque or you get for go pray in a church. There is no requirement there. Jesus Christ, not to every time he been praying at the how they call them, the synagogue.
No.
Not to every time. Muhammad himself not to every time he get for praying in a mosque. You know.
It's like when they travel,
he pray any side. So even the Juma prayer wouldn't they talk about that one day, you know even then at the Quran actually. You know then at the Quran.
Even what? You think about the people amount of people who go for Juma prayer. For this thing here. You don't go for Juma prayer with that kind of population there. And make it life for you. This thing is bad national right now. It's bad. And also when you talk half of it, it's bad. Okay? In these past 2 days, Victor 4 in two brothers they don't die. These past 2 days.
Victor 4?
Okay. Victor 4. Wow. One died on the 7th, the one died Momo 4 when Victor 4 and Big Brother died yesterday. Okay?
Oh wow.
It's dangerous. Hey man.
Alright. So now when they watch me from Sierra Leone, do you would just tell me say do you because one of the misconception why they are in a social media they say coronavirus not in a salon. Now money no more the government they try for what they call it. Please guys, we are not buy into that. Coronavirus is very, very deadly. Very, very deadly. We see America are the most advanced country on earth. Over 600,000 people then die through the by this coronavirus. So let nobody will tell you say, oh, coronavirus will be I will protect myself. Okay, if you now Muslim, hey, pray na your host. When coronavirus pass, go na mosque, go pray. If you're not Christian, are the same thing. Pray na you host first. When the time pass, you know say everything safe. Go back to church. But for say coronavirus no day, please don't take that. Coronavirus is deadly. And the biggest problems in Africa will not get their ventilators. They are like way America gets, every hospital gets ventilators. If that one they become a problem.
Oxygen self will not get oxygen self. Simple oxygen. See what happened to India. India when they go buy medicine. India also they go get doctors there. They run out of oxygen.
Yeah.
They run out of oxygen. And we don't get oxygen for the manufacturer. So
let nobody will tell you, bring you say, oh, you know what, this is now religious government. Some of them don't say that they oppose this government here, but as a pragmatic patriot, come on, guys. Let we follow the restriction, not for Madabio, not for yourself.
No.
Madabio don't take the shot. In people they don't take the shot. So if you don't say because Madabio say let them not go pray, then you say you go pray. If you go catch any coronavirus, they not Madabio they die. Now you get for die. So look at your own interest.
What the matter do? Okay. Now the list of what they recommend. Okay, they recommend right now free and this scatter. They recommend none of the provinces that were traveling to Freetown, or you come out free and go like provinces then. Not even with that traveling pass, they will plan for no food no more, for shut down everything. Because they always say if this is scatter at the provinces, they could be even worse.
Okay? They kill more.
Man are not go, no even take that step in it. So this closing, all they do. If somebody want to go make a political, go make a political. But this thing, it's real. People are dying from it.
Yeah, it's real. So please,
people
guys,
are dying from it.
We don't want to make this thing get a hold in Sierra Leone.
Go pray Juma and we'll pray for you next Juma.
Yeah, seriously. So that misconception say coronavirus not in the country, it in the country. Coronavirus in the country, and it's very, very deadly. It's very, very deadly. Please stay home. I know say it's very difficult because some people they then get for go hustle. We understand that, but before you make a living, you get for live first, not so. So before you go hustle, you get for get life. You get for be healthy first before you go hustle. Otherwise, the hustle you not make any difference. It not make any sense. So we now go in there and stay home. Not for Madabio. I don't tell you say stay home now for Madabio. Stay home for your life because
use your mask when you come out.
When you come out, use your mask.
Everybody the mask in and chin. Everybody mask in and chin.
George, I don't know how many people there. I know follow up, but I know say it bad actually. It bad. The last time, at one time, we talked about 200 and something people there. So it bad. It really bad. And now we all come together as Sierra Leoneans for make we able help people there because especially we in the diaspora, a lot of people that they listen to him. If now we they go on social media begin they try for undermine these fights, then no problem. Now we tell people then say, now we all tell people then say coronavirus is real. The government put these measures not for the government, now for you. You understand?
And so, vaccine day too. Vaccine day.
And vaccine day. Why?
All
great point.
All the salon wait step not there. Waiting is not there. All the hospitals then get vaccine. If you go today, you call them today. Tomorrow you have vaccine. All the hospital clinic, most of them get vaccine available. But people no one take them.
So you bring a very good point because one of the misconception or the fake news where they go on social media, and they see some people that they take ball, then say outside them go vaccinate them, the bulb, the lights, all those type of crap with they would call. Hey, me don't get me full vaccination. I know no problem. I don't want to go put bulb na me inside them vaccinate me in light. All those things are fake stuff. Them. The vaccine, go take the vaccine. It's very, very important. Go take the vaccine. No matter what somebody tell you, your life is your utmost responsibility. Not to anybody responsible for your life. Now you're responsible for that. If you get a chance, I think the vaccine are free, right? So just go in and take the vaccine. It's very, very important. I know say the last time I checked about 0.5 or what they call where the country we don't take the vaccine so far. So that's actually a terrible number that is too low. So when I go take the vaccine, let nobody not tell you say the vaccine if they do this, if they do that now, a lie, mostly lie. Okay. So John Waimara, okay, good work, Mr. Sparrow. God bless you for Wise Man, John the Baptist Interfaith Dialogue. Oh, okay. I've been joining one interfaith forum. I think now one of the guys then we and then will be a debate about religion, especially religion in Africa. I think now in the try for reach out to me. How man, I do question? Yeah. So go take John, you a young man. Go take your vaccine. Very important. We still like you, okay? Go take your vaccine and tell your friends them back for make them go take the vaccine. Very important. This is something that real, and if you not be careful, it cause problem. Now the last segment I want to talk briefly, got to do with the arms where they found water kill. Okay. I know say anytime when we get bad news on social media, it generates a lot of debates and a lot of people that then they use them, this, that. Okay. First of all, I know say because I already say some people then say 10,000 rounds of ammunition and NFL. The one way me I know say officially where the police then where they do the investigation, then saying about 100 bullets plus a couple pistol. So they arrest one of the one APC honorable for this. What I want to say, we within the diaspora, we got to be very careful. You understand? The reason we make us say we got to be very careful most of the time now we they exacerbate problems them. We they exaggerate stories then we probably supposed for make we do so. I don't see people in social media they begin to talk say civil war and Escoma they can overthrown the government. Come on, guys, that would be sincere. No overthrow, no go hold Nasadon any longer. You know the reason we to make overthrow being a whole Nasadon because there was no alternative. Now we get a democracy where we hope say no matter how dictatorial a government is, we still get hope say in 5 years time, if we don't want that government, they will pull them out of power. So there is no reason for overthrow. And the people the way they go and exaggerate say they want for can overthrown, it's ridiculous because if somebody really want for can overthrown, not to say they can with 2-3 pistols with 100 bullets. I don't think so at all. So then secondly,
but not two incidental, not two different incidents.
No, I know say their whole then discover them bullet then they and the guns then. But the idea that an Escoma, because I see some people that say an Escoma and they try for bringing people there. But first of all, an Escoma no overthrown Madabio when he came into power in first year, in second year, in third year, now in fourth year they come overthrown.
My brother, me, like something today, where at this time at salon, I don't even respond to that. Okay, we first of all needed nothing up again for the APC side, the SFP side. Okay, and Marcus do something, Marcus do something. We're gonna APC now next 9-1.
Yeah.
So when SFP do something, now Mother do one. At least people are not the individual people are not there. Now unless they manage everybody in the APC now unless the manager.
Yeah.
Okay. Waiting Mark Otali must carry by the must carry ship now unless nine involved in Sora. It's so dumb. They don't make it so dumb. Unless they able to power again. They don't have 2 terms. Cool or whatever way, you need able to power again. It's
not possible. It's not be possible again for Anes for kind of power. He himself know that say he's done. When he come on politics, so, yes, he try for influence, but for say for kind of power. So if he knows he's not get for kind of power, what's in the essence of overthrowing a government? What's that the essence?
Well, I tell you, on both sides, the big they do, the SFP they do.
Oh yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
But sometimes stupid things then. Okay? Not we start for that Monday, that NP. I bet you maybe I don't know, I'm not sorry, but likely I don't know when last year Annette don't actually sit down and talk to. Now I will put up Annette.
Yeah, you see now this program.
Again,
Now some people that then begin to go and call say they don't hold other ammunitions then can be just they bring so many stuff them.
Yeah, when ship that look at them from America. You know, people say ship and I put the gun there. You know, for the use man, even step with their life, even no second of the inside the motor car. I mean, when they make open a ship for you, most time you get a motor car.
Yeah.
You get a motor car, not you pack them. Now you go get a name packer. So, I make this point again. Sometimes they would jump so, what's the camper party business? We jump so far and stuff will just become so ridiculous. Wait for the facts. Michael has made the ship today. You know, likely if you go Arizona with the ship, maybe like Kelly, you don't give him a clap to Kelly. You don't control the Kelly put inside center. You able to control on this.
Yeah.
So we don't know. I don't know this guy. I don't know how much you get involved or not involved. But if you know how shipping is done, wait. Let's wait for the facts. All of a sudden now we don't go to coup. You know, not treason. You know how Paulo one go overthrow with one piece too. You go overthrow the whole government with one piece too. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to stop.
Unfortunately,
stop for blow up things there.
Unfortunately, we don't use social media. We don't take social media to be the place where we sow chaos. You know, sometimes when some people them frustrate, then grab in the morning, they not get what they eat, they not get nothing what they do, then they jump in on social media for just foment problems. Now, ain't like this wire. So there is an investigation going on. Not the first time this way they discover ammunitions. During an by Corona, we don't discover ammunitions. So now we give the investigation time for make it go through. But for begin, they can't talk this. So I saw that social media. Some people then they talk say, well, you know, Madabio, if you not take action this time here, it go regret him because we didn't get for kill him. This that. Come on.
Look, today because what may happen, Michael, the same thing that happened in Iceland, where they happen in America now, and also on this salon. We see the worst in each other, right? Today, if I go to SPC forum, I say, and as Kuroma, they do human rituals. So they kill the king there, the king that lost my king, and as Kuroma, they kill them to make Gamaka power. I swear to God, half of them will believe it. Okay? They will just automatically believe it.
Yeah.
Because this is how we look at each other. We always see the worst from each other. We always look at the worst.
So there was a video where they go around on social media yesterday. I don't see them before a long time ago, but yesterday it popped up again where I want to discuss quickly where they talk about Rwanda after the civil war or the tribal war, where they all come together as a nation for rebuild. Today, Rwanda is one of the best countries in Africa. Salomon, we're able to do. We're able to do the same thing. We get the human resources, we get the natural resources, we get everything what we need. The problem we will get is we not get the appetite for make we put politics aside. I don't know either because some of we born now one party states, so we'll not be know waiting a multi-party democracy, and that multi-party democracy just can pop up. Now we don't know what you get for do for make we able to use them for the benefit of society, but just for divide and desecrate the unity of the country.
My brother, the reason with the Rwanda they say so, also because some of them just come together, okay? And because specifically the leader there, they stick to that word there, where they come together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Rwanda, remember the Hutu and the Tutsis. So even what's past, what did they do? What's past with him? Okay. But Rwanda today, Hutu or the Tutsi no will say this government left with them. Okay, because when they come about development, the way they develop, say takes out the way they develop the north, and same way they develop the east and the south. Okay, so nobody never saw that who complain say, oh look what you don't do to that man in village, although that's in my own village. Okay? Wake up at school. The standard for school. Now the same standard across the country. It no matter. We say they give picking they give each picking laptop, right? They not care who's part of picking the command, which are in tribe. Everybody they get her.
Yeah.
The reason we make things they not the way they so opportunities they're very scarce. Jobs are scarce and shallow, right? So not everybody get forget job. So if not everybody get a job, then you begin to put sectional thing per job, right? We man consider a power that certain people then from certain area and then you get the best job then. You get me?
Yeah. Oh.
If I get fired because Marcus kind of power, which I visa go? I go to the opposition. Automatically, you make me an opposition. Okay? And I go to the opposition. Where opposition, what you say the camp can do? The same thing. So what we need to do, like change the government need to change how they approach certain things then. And they need to change that by their own supporters themselves. And that's what they for start. Okay? Because this whole episode is about this section, oh, they don't do this, they don't do this. What kind of power is now? They want revenge. Okay? We need a leader, a strong leader, who is able to come and say, no, it need to happen this way. Okay?
Yeah, I think one of the problems we get is we still get is the lack of leadership.
Yeah, the leadership. Marcos are the best man for this job like Kailan. I don't care if it's Bonkele and you pull him. Now, in the best man for this job like Kailan. Okay? We need a leadership where people then go, after 1 or 2 times, you go see people that begin to say, okay, you know what I mean? Make I will get my CV right. Make I start to do the right thing. Because they only hire me by waiting I don't do per work. You know, the qualification I get, the experience that I get. Also the tribe work more. If people, everybody knows, say, when you go apply to the per job, okay, you get the chance because of just what you quickly CV the per. Okay, when you apply to the per job, market, people in the high just because of your experience. You know, so nobody made they really look at you say, which part of Phoenix or Marcus come out? Okay, no, not this tribe, that tribe. No, the people that they hire you, the job they apply. If you get it, you don't get it. You know, say. Likely, it's not because of which area of town you come out or which tribe you there.
So, George, they talk about this ammunition story again. He say, listen, Mr. Moderator, this issue of Watake and the MP in question is a fabrication by this government and their surrogate. The fact of the matter is, one guy shipped a vehicle and stuck pistol and arms in the car without the knowledge of the shipper. This guy went to Freetown and asked the MP in question to help him clear the vehicle through his political influence. The MP did not know there were arms in this car. The manager at the K called the shipper in the US and informed him about this. I don't know, Mr.
No.
George. So it could be
the ship, the container. It's like if I did salon, the ship. You know, if you go there for clear, you put the bill of lading under my name. Make me clearer.
Yeah.
Right? If you send something, you know, for the day, you put under somebody's name.
Yeah.
Which in your understanding, again, I don't know too much about this, but my understanding was the bill of lading, they under the man in name. Right?
The
That's
MP?
why.
The MP?
The MP, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we need to know how shipping happens. If I did it today, you want for ship, you know for the day. You know, make you think, you know, you go like to put on my name and say, hey, batch. So container they come, and they put on my name for clear for me.
Yeah.
So, your personal responsibility there, and let me say, we don't know yet his own personal responsibility. Because for me, you will know about shipping. The person will pack the ship, the container. What you put inside, you don't get too much control over if another day.
Yeah.
Right? I don't get too much control over that. So that makes me not jump to conclusion to now find I'm guilty. Now Momo in ghost, then the chapel overthrow, so Momo will come back. I don't want to get to the story then. We too much. Like, allow it. Police then question him and then do this. Make the lesson do the job. Just allow it to go. But once something happens, we don't go to the worst.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, I don't know, Mr. George. I don't know. I have no idea. But okay, George he say, I think when he talk about the Bill of Lading, he said, no, sir, the Bill of Lading was not on the MP's name. The owner of the car is it in Freetown or what? So I don't know.
Again, he has to be. Marcus, if you just go help me for pull container, I don't know. They never be a question you for help me for pull container.
Yeah, I don't think it makes sense for good question. What I understand, they say the motorcar now the MP now get the motorcar. So
okay.
No, well, now so them put in him. So now that make I agree with Bashiru for say probably that's the case because if in name not day, so why them for good question the MP? Why they arrest the MP? But the information I understand is them put the MP in name and at the motorcar. So
luckily, buy motorcar. To be honest, we should have to ship motorcar. I can buy motorcar. I tell you to buy motorcar for me, Marcus. I buy motorcar. You put aside both for Kelly. What I mean, they put in. I mean, you get put them because motorcar to me, they gonna have. Yeah,
now you get for go pull on. So I would likely say what Bashiru say is correct.
Like I said, make we look at not Alex. I'm not sorry this guy, but what him not willing for do break up at a long business now, Marcus Tana for. Every time something comes, I see you as the demon. Like we allow the things therefore happen. Like we allow the things therefore happen. That they investigate.
We very much prejudgmental and politically
because we see the worst in each other. We see the worst in each other. As we look at each other, or just for the worst. The same thing where Paulo in Timby happen, where I say that trees in charge, that's overcharging. Okay, you get case against Paulo, which is bringing weapon the wrong side. Okay, you get case against Nandi.
Yeah.
Well, treason, not overcharging. At the same time thing now you don't like they blow up so much.
Yeah. So
slow down.
So Madiu Rollins say regarding the Rwanda issue, I think the main problem is that we are yet to have presidents who truly have the country at heart. The day we start having leaders who think of the whole country rather than just a section of those who voted them in, then Salungu starts for grow for the better. I might be wrong, but this is my take. I think I totally agree with you, Madiu. This is exactly the point where we try. Leadership, we'll get the resources for make we able be like Rwanda, even more than Rwanda or Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, whatever. But the leadership
take the product use of Microsoft on that thing, not on you. Take the initiative on you. Okay? Both parties, SLPP and APC, then both get youth initiative. Okay? But when you dig down on all the youth initiatives, almost all of it is political. Political in the sense, now the people that wouldn't dance for them, the youth man that work for them, and they mostly the benefit from the youth initiative. Okay? There's something to be said about that. So if the other youth then feel left out, then it has to make you convince, say, the youth then say you do something for all the youth then. Like I said, we need a program which if you go now 91, we go man 91, you do youth initiative, you don't care which party any youth been there. You look at people that deserve to be in charge or lead, you hire the one for the in charge or lead. You know you program the beneficiary for that program, they will not care whether you vote for or not vote for. Right? If you're not beneficiary, we get the criteria, you need the criteria. Now SLPB vote for, now Yumkela vote for, whether it no matter. You will benefit from that program.
Yeah.
Those are the type of initiative we want. Not so when I work in Microsoft APC, now I will give one bad rest, even though Microsoft is style.
Yeah.
We still say make government not take care of her because they are being APC.
But
those are the things that need to change.
But the other problem is now we self as people because most of the time we lay emphasis more on the leadership, but we the people self get problem.
Is government different from the people? I mean, when I said this, you thought I was talking about just government.
Well, the government is the people.
It's a reflection of the people.
Yeah, the government is the people. So that's because now they vote them in also. So are we? The first thing we will get for do first, if we want for let we leaders then do the right thing is for make we stop this sectionalism, tribalism, nepotism, or whatever ism you for say yes. This is purely for the benefit of the whole country. Just like what Bashir they talk about.
Are you want just good leader? The one way you want just good leader. It's not Salon. Salon, by the time when Tijankaba left power, Tijankaba was really, really unpopular in SLPP.
Yeah.
Within the party, the core of the party.
Yeah.
Okay? Within the core of the party, he was very unpopular. Okay? Because they still say the things they want to do for the party, not even the country, for the party, you know.
I remember at one time when
it was.
I remember at one time, I think was it in 2002? Yes, I think it was 2002 elections when the Tegulo Manaya then gets $42,000 where then get them for the election. Then we get Tijankaba. After Tijankaba win,
list.
Now then go, then begin with them call. Tijankaba. No. I say no. This not a government for any particular tribe. This not a government for every Sierra Leonean. So I know they come for camp. Anyway, then they talk no more. But Tijankaba was one of the best leaders in that country. He tried in level best. He tried for generalized things. Them. He tried for nationalize some of the things. Them. Yeah, it came at a time when it was very, very difficult. The war was ravaging. You know, they overthrown now. But at the end of the day, he left a legacy where even though some of we been there at the opposition been there against them, but realize he do a good job because
if they do things. Then you can see even a politician, you say I do some things. You look at it, say that wasn't done because of political, not a political reason. They do that.
Yeah.
Then do for the country, right? And those are the type of things. Those. I mean, XFPP, Tijankaba bill, NASIT, right? NRA then switch out the way, and NRA the way they so today, right? Then update from the income tax thing to side so. Then now you have so many different programs that we then built. So CAB, all these things that we then built, right? These institutions were built during their hard time in the years of so, right? For make workers then, as Salon get to some extent where if you pay somebody, they work for you, you therefore pay for make them get some retirement business. Makota, think about it. For most Salon come more independent. Now, it's at Tijankaba, and I want to in second time now we start that. Say if I hire somebody local me full time, and if for the at the end of the month after they pay them, and if I pay starting money also towards the retirement.
Yeah. That's it.
Think about but you think those safety net, you think about how genius that is. Right?
Madi really say Tijankaba was the best president at the wrong time. I totally agree with you. Madi, totally.
I think it was the right time, to be honest. Because then things will come out. If we get the wrong president, we will come out from that war day. The man, we're not for those how they today. So as bad as things are in Salon, things are moving, my brother. Things are moving. Salon, I told the left the war to now, Marcota, with better roads. Okay. Yeah, of course, it's not Saudi. But if we can get a president and then they will not even can build the institution and they may the same craziness way we did before the war.
Yeah.
Okay, and we need somebody like after that war, somebody where they come and build certain things in. Well, and I think institutional wise, it actually builds more institutions than before. Yeah. Than I've been there before. So maybe not for popularity, but for that stability of a country, for make everybody now, all these democrats with the bill of a build from within build the foundation or a bill. University, from we go up in different universities in the 90s, and from that foundation they come out. We then liberalize university on that about the education, So maybe I wish maybe we historians there will get to a point where actually they can allow people to study within the impact for them things and they.
Well, unfortunately, we now people that want to look for rights, Africa man, look for right. Now that make other people that then they write we own history. So, and when we allow somebody for rights,
we not like for read. We not like for read. We not like for read. Now we know that believe if you will write today about somebody like sorry fauna and stuff like that, even Caiaphas man, you go write about them. Most people in the opposite side of not say anything good for read. They first offend way for Basham.
Yeah.
Right. You write book about about today, most people in the APC go offend way for just bash that.
Yeah.
Because we need to realize regardless of the political party, right? Now John McCain go write the book. I'll say maybe half of people buy a Democrats there because they want to know about them more. Right? No. We have to read about Makota. Everything will Makota.
What for benefit me? Something like that.
Exactly.
Then there's we've been discuss, me and my friends we've been discuss about one very important historical archaeology we then discover during the 30s where from where I born at the good school now Salonte accommodate where I can na recently now I can say the time with them they try for discover the diamond where them they do that prospect. Be one of the things that we
anomalies. You talk about the anomalies.
The anomaly. So me not be no say that was actually a historical importance until this being time we then go do a carbon dated test on the anomaly where they find the same it own 10,000 years. 10,000 years.
Yeah. But we never know what's happening.
Then historical artifact
it's not recent.
that things the way supposed for them the classroom. Read about them.
Recent.
But what if you ask anybody in the salon who stay with salon who then go tell you say probably the last 100 or 200 years.
Makota, it's not recent though. The anomalies, the discovery of the age and the mystic behind it, it's not recent. Now, because some of who grew up in the line, you heard about anomalies like growing up.
Yeah.
Not the importance of it or whatever, but you heard about it. But this story, all this information about the brother, we've known this in the 70s, in the 60s. They've done the study before then. I knew one already, but they've done the studies on them. Okay? The same thing we talk about now. People like Baibure, how people they talk, America, the smallest speaking self, after you don't pass second grade, you actually have George Washington, tell you George Washington.
Yeah.
Grandpa, you ask us Baibure, you ask us which Baibure, they say, it's a Baibure. We ask that today, which district Baibure come, I swear to God. You have to go start today. When you see the next 2 days, any salon post you see, just ask them to which district Baibure come out, hail from. Just ask if it's which district that name Baibure come out. Today, morning salon, who's that district today? You ask them, I swear to God, Makota, maybe 3 will tell you which district. The rest of them will tell you.
I know.
Okay?
I think one of the biggest problems down the whole Africa.
About it.
Like waiting this mobile what's my name, Steph? John the Baptist, the one who's been sending me this where you say wise man, John the Baptist, interfaith dialogue. Oh man, we'll get a long way for go. I've been doing at that forum there. Certain things and the way we've been discussed.
All right. You get the key.
Certain things and the way we've been discussed. Where some of we been tell them guys then take you say like you just want for go bluff, not to any kind of fact they try for talk about, because that's the way we are brought up. They not try for make we get the appetite or the interest for make we able dig deeper than within white man tell we or within other people then tell we. We not get that appetite there, and therefore now only what then tell you, what they say like dogmatic belief system. So what then tell it don't tell me, so I believe him. That's it. So I get for work with what he tell me. All them kind of thing then this interfaith group we about more about religion. We especially the impact of religion in Africa. Certain people then they, if they listen the way they talk, you go really know say Africa not get a feature with them kind of people then they, except to get for make a drastic change, or else Africa not get a feature, because then young but more than they way now they supposed to be the future of Africa. You see the way then they think, the way then they talk, you will know say we have a problem. So that's not something where I don't know, this generation don't lost already that one day, but probably we're able to initiate that for the next generation. Bashir, thank you very much for kind of the program. We don't reach to the end of the program. I just want to thank you very much. You want the way watch this program and you want the way listen this program radio. We come every Saturday, 7 o'clock Sierra Leone time, when 3 o'clock Eastern time, and 12 o'clock Pacific time. So we'll go soon back next week, the same time, the same place. So that